Okay, next question is, a company is trying to determine the most profitable selling price for a new toy. They have given certain statement, students, and they have told that we need to plot a linear model. So let's do it. Wait a sec. Yeah, we need to plot a linear model. So how you will approach to this question? I'll tell you the method, students. See, on the x-axis, the pounds need to be mentioned. So this would be the x-axis, and this will be y-axis. Everybody knows it. And x pounds being the selling price for the toy. So it is in the pound, student, and it is the selling price. This x-axis, and y, if I talk about, it is the expected number of toys sold in 1 year. So it will be a number of toys sold in a year. So now, according to the given statement, student, the selling price of each toy is 30. So let's suppose this is our 10, this is our 20, this is our 30, this is our 40, this is our 50. We are taking the gap of 10 pounds here on the x-axis, and for the y-axis, if I say, let's say this is our 500, this is our 1000, and this is our 1500 number of toys on y-axis. So for according to the first statement, student, if the selling price of each toy is 30 pounds, okay, so the company expect to sell 1500 toys. So for 30 pounds, students, the company is expected to sell 1500. Okay, similarly, for the next statement, they have mentioned that selling price of each toy is 50 pounds. So the company expect to sell 300 toys. So for 300 students, this should be the value, I guess. So this is how the linear model will be look alike. This is our 300, this point. Okay, this is the linear model, student. Now first question is, find an equation for y in terms of x. We know that, I'll be writing it here only, y equals to mx plus of c. This is the general equation. Okay, y is equals to mx plus of c. The slope part of any line is given by y2 minus of y1 upon x2 minus of x1 upon x2 minus of x1 into x plus of c. So y2 minus of y1, let's suppose 1500 negative of 1300, 1500 negative of 300 will be 1200 upon x2 minus of x1. So for 1500 x2 was 30, and for 300 x1 was 50. So you will get 30 negative of 50, that will be equals to negative of 20. So here you will get 20 x time plus of c. Now here y is equals to minus of 60x plus of c. This is our equation. But we can see that there is a constant term, so we need to eliminate that constant terms. We need to find a constant term here. So if I say this particular line, student, is passing through this point, let's say that it is passing through 30 comma 1500. It is visible to everyone. It is visible to everyone that it will pass from the point 30 comma 1500, or even you can go for 50 comma 300 as well. 50 comma 300, the answer will be same in both the cases. So if I say 30 comma 500, so this point will lie on this particular in this particular equation. So if I plot it, so it will be plug in minus of 60x plus of c. Now plugging the value of x and y here, 1500 will be equals to negative of 60x, x was 30 plus of c. From here you will get the value of c equals to 3300. Okay, so our own original equation will be students, y equals to minus of 60x plus of 3300. This is our equation. So we can say that this is our equation y in terms of x. Okay. Now if I say in the second part, they have mentioned that cost for making each toy is 10 euro. So cost price will be for making each toy, it is 10 pound. So 10 cross of y plus of, in the second statement they have told that 8000 per year is the additional cost, 8000 per year. Now why I have multiplied 10 cross y? Because for number of toys sold is represented by y, and one toy is one toy is sold in 10 pounds. So for y number of toys, the the cost price will be 10y. Okay. I'll again explain it. The number of toys is represented by y, and for the making of that one toy is, they have mentioned that it is 10 pounds. So making of y number of toys will be 10y. So the cost price will be 10y plus of the additional cost. So this is our additional cost. Now if I say what will be revenue, revenue will be number of x cross of y, number of toys manufactured per year, cross of x, number of means cost of manufacturing that number of toys of y into number of pounds, because x is represented by number of pounds, you can see here. So the revenue will be xy. Now we know what is profit, student. Profit is given by revenue negative of cost price. Revenue will be xy negative of 10y plus of 8000. Okay. xy. Now in the place of y we will be replacing it with this particular equation which we have got. So you will get negative of 60x plus of 3300, negative of 10. Now again we will be replacing it by negative of 60x plus of 3300 plus of 8000. Okay. So on solving it further, student, what will get? 60x square plus of 3300x negative of, in bracket you will get negative of 600x plus of 33,000 plus of 8,000. From here what we will get? Negative of 60x square plus of 3300x plus of 600x negative of 41,000. Okay. Again on further solving, what will be the final equation, student? It will be, I will be writing here only, negative of 60x square plus of 3900x negative of 41,000. So what we have got as a profit? Negative of 60x square plus of 3900x negative of 41,000. So here all the values which we have got is in pounds. So for 1000 pounds we need to divide it by 1000. So if I say in terms of 1000 pound, we need, what will we do? We will divide it by 1000. So what we will get? Negative of 0.06 x square plus of 3.9x negative of 41. This is the profit value which we have got. So in the question this is only the value which they were asking for. Now in the next question, student, find the range of the possible selling price of the toy. range of the possible selling price of the toy. What will be the range? See, in this part we have got x, the equation of profit in terms of x square. So x was the number of the x was, I'll tell, you can see x was the pounds for selling price. Okay, selling price means what is the selling price of a particular toys. So they have asked for number of range of possible selling price of the toy. So just what we need to do, we need to apply, student, the quadratic formula here, that is given by minus of b plus minus of b square negative of 4ac upon 2a. Why we are applying this? To find the value of x. So from here, what will be the possible values of x? It will be negative of b, that is negative of 3.9 plus minus under root of b square minus of 4ac, 3.9 square negative of 4ac, 4 times of 0.06 cross of 41 upon 2a, 2 cross of negative of 0.06. Okay, so from here x value will be negative of 3.9 plus minus of, now just we need to solve it, student. 3.9 square negative of 4 cross of 0.06 cross of 41, that is equals to 5.37. so we will be getting 2.31 upon minus of 0.12. This is the possible range of x. So for x, if I say what will be the values, first we will take the positive term, so it will be negative of 3.9 plus of 2.31 upon negative of 0.12. Similarly, x will be equals to negative of 3.9 negative of 2.31 upon negative of 0.12. Okay, so from here if I say the value of x will be, I'll be doing it here, students. The value of x will be negative of 3.9 plus of 2.31, that will be negative of 0.159 upon 0.12, that is equals to 13.25. okay, one value is 13.25. Similarly, the second value if I say, it will be 3.9 plus of 2.31 upon 0.12, that is 51.75. so the possible values of x will be, and x will be 51.75. so the possible range of values of x, what will be the range of x? So it will lie between 13.25 to 51.75. this is the representation. If you want to do in the set format, so it will be 13.25 comma 51.75. okay, x is the element of this much. So this is the range of the possible values of x. Now in the next part they have asked for, hence or otherwise deduce the selling price of the toy that maximizes the profit. That maximizes the profit. What was the equation, students? This was the equation. For this equation, for maximizing the profit, we know that ax square plus of bx plus of c, if I say that this is a quadratic equation, so what will be the maximum maximum value of this particular equation? Maximum value will be given by negative of b by 2a. okay, of any quadratic equation, the maximum value will be given by negative of b by 2a. So for this equation, if I say the profit which we have achieved was p equals to negative 60x square plus of, sorry, in terms of 10,000 we are talking about, so it will not be negative 60, it will be negative of 0.06x square plus of 3.9x negative of 41. So what will be the maximum value? Negative of b by 2a, so it will be negative of 3.9 upon 2a, 2 cross of negative of 0.06. So what will be the value? We need to calculate. So it will be 3.9 upon 0.12, that is 32.5. So this is the maximum value of the profit. We need to deduce the selling price to maximize the profit. So the maximum profit will be achieved at this selling price. Okay, this is the maximum selling price on which the profit will be achieved, on which the maximum profit will be achieved. So this is 32.5. It is thousand of pounds, student, don't get confused. It is in the 1,000 pounds. Okay, thousands of points. In the next question part, they have told the company sold the toy for $35 and made 21750 as a profit. So the company is selling the toy for 35 pounds. Now we have got the profit equation as this was our profit equation, students. So in the question they have told that the company is selling the toy for 35 pounds. So we need to plug the value of x equals to 35. So we will be getting negative of 0.06. X square means 35 square plus of 3.9 into 35, negative of 41. That will be equals to, we need to calculate this value. We are just plugging the value of x equals to 35 pounds. So to see that whether they have mentioned the correct profit or not, so it will be 0.06 cross of 35 square plus of 3.9 cross of 35, negative of 41. So it will be 169,000 pounds. So we can write it 169,000. Minus of 0.0 cross of 35 square plus of 3.9 cross of 35, negative of 41. Sorry students, it is 22,000 pounds. 22,000 pounds. Okay, the value which we are getting here is 22. So and we know that we have already calculated in 1,000 pounds, so we will multiplying it with by 1,000. So 32,000 pounds we are getting for 35 euros. Now in the question, student, let's see, they have told that they are getting the profit of 21750, but in original what we are getting, this much profit we are getting. So we can say here that there is a difference of how many pounds? It is 22,000 what we are getting and 21,750 what they were telling, what the question is mentioned. So I think it is the profit of, there is an error of, if I am not wrong, it is the error of 250 euros, 250 pounds. So it will be 250 pounds. 250 pounds, the difference is there, students. So the error is of, error will be, wait a sec, 250 upon 22. Error is in the range of 250 upon 22,000. So this is the error range, students. So we are getting the value of 0.011, 0.011. So we can say that 1.1% error is there. So 1.1% error is what we are getting. Okay, this need to be mentioned in the question, in the solution, means solution paper, then only you will be getting the good full marks. Now let's move to the next question, student. Yeah, see, they have given certain function, and we need to find the possible values of fa, range of gfx. Okay, so this whole question is based on the visualization, students. Means how good you are in the visualization. This is only the question is. See, in the question they have mentioned that the function is fx equals to 4 mod of x minus of 3 negative of 5. So for this part, student, what will be the lowest point of this function? That will be 3 comma of negative 5. Okay, how we have operated it? X minus 3 equals to 0 means 3. What we are getting? And 3 will be positive because x minus 3 is equals to 0, and negative 5 is there, so means it is below the x-axis, 5 points below. So 3 comma minus 5 will be the vertex. Now in the question, student, okay, let's leave this diagram here first. In the question, the first part is a is constant and mod of a is 1. A is constant and mod of a is 1. Find the possible values of fa. See, for possible values of fa, if I say fx was given by 4 times of mod of x minus of 3 minus of 5. So for fa, if I say, it will be 4 times of a minus of 3 negative of 5. Okay, now in the question itself, student, they have mentioned that modulus of a is equals to 1. So if I say modulus of a is equals to 1, it means a will be either positive 1 or negative 1. Both values of a would be possible. So if I plug in the value of a equals to positive 1, so what we'll get? We'll get fa as 4 times of modulus of a is positive 1, 1 minus of 3 will be negative 2, negative of 2 minus of 5. On solving it further, you will get, since this is a modulus, so it will be positive, so 4 cross of 2 will be 8, 8 minus of 5 will be 3. On plugging the value of a as a positive 1, we are getting 3. Similarly, if we are plugging the value of a is equals to negative 1, so f negative 1 will be 4 times of negative 1, negative 3 will be negative 4, modulus 5. So what we will get? That is, this is modulus of negative 4, that is, that will be a positive 4, so it will be 16, negative of 5, that will be 11. So f of minus 1 we are getting as 11. So what is the range of possible values of a, function of a? That will be, it will be 3 to function of a 3 to 11. Okay. Now in the next part, they have told that function g is defined by gx equals to 2x plus of 17. Okay, so gx they have given as 2x plus of 17, students. Gx is given by 2x plus of 17. And we need to find the range of gfx. Fx was 4 times of modulus of x minus of 3 negative of 5. Yeah. So we know for gfx, student, what we need to do? We just need to plug in the value of x. We need to replace the value of x in gx with fx. Again, I'm stating the I'm saying the statement. We need to replace the value of x in gx with fx. then only we will be getting g of fx. It means 2 times of, in place of x, what will be keeping? 2 times of fx plus of 17. I have made easier for you. So it will be 2 times of fx. Fx will be 4 times of modulus of x minus of 3, negative of 5, plus of 17. Okay. So it will be 2 times, it will be 8 cross of x minus of 3 cross minus of 12. Okay, I have just replaced this particular value. Now our answer could be find from here itself 2 times of fx plus of 3, 17. Okay, I'll tell you how. See, in this part, students, see, what was the main function fx? Main function was 4 times of modulus of x minus of 3, negative of 5. Okay, this was the main function. So from here, what will be the x minus 3? It must be greater than or equal to 0. Modulus will be greater than or equal to 0. Now if you are multiplying 4 on both the sides, so what will get? 4 times of modulus of x minus of 3 greater than or equal to 0, because 0 cross 4 will be 0. Now if you are subtracting 5 on both the sides, so what you will get? Negative of 5. Means this whole function which was fx, this must be greater than or equal to minus 5. Okay. Now as I have told that you will be getting answer here itself. So for this function g of fx, for g of fx, what we have got? 2 times of fx plus of 17. For g of fx, what we have got? 2 times of fx plus of 17. Now if I say that fx is greater than or equal to negative 5, so if I plug in the value directly here, so it will be 2 cross of negative 5 plus of 17. So it will be negative 10 plus of 17 will be 7. It means g of fx must be greater than or equal to 7. G of fx must be greater than or equal to 7. Okay, you can see here I have just directly plugged in the value, because for fx part, fx must be greater than or equal to minus 5. I have plugged in the value of minus 5 in this function. So 2 cross of minus 5, that is negative of 10, plus of 17, that is 7. So g of fx we are getting 7, so it must be greater than 7. So what will be the range, students? For g of fx, it should be greater than, it should be lying in positive of 7 to infinity. So it will be like this: 7 is included and infinity is excluded. This is the range. If I say in the second part, in the last part, which is the good question, the function hx is given by hx equals to kx, and they have told that hx has no solution here, students. Hx is equals to kx. I'll be writing it here, student. Hx is equals to kx, and kx and they have mentioned in the question that it has no solution. So find the range of values of k. Okay, we have that particular equation fx, that is 4 modulus of x minus of 3 negative of 5. First, what we need to see, what will be the slope of this line? That will be negative 4. We know how to find the slope, y equals to mx plus of c. So m here is the gradient, so this part will be negative 4 and this part will be positive 4. Okay, this is the slope of this line, this is the slope of this line. Now if I say, acha, this was the point 3 comma negative 5, which we have calculated it first on the first time only, that the vertex will be 3 comma negative 5. This is 3 comma negative 5. This is student 0 comma 0. In the question they have told that fx is equals to hx has no solutions. So for no solution, students, what should be the criteria? The graph, the particular line should never intersect the function fx graph. Okay, any point of intersection should not be there to get the no solution. If any line is intersecting with the graph of fx, so it means there will be a solution. So this we need to see that any line, whatever the kx line is there, okay, it must not intersect with the fx part. Okay, so first see, let's see this. 0, let's say this we have named as O, not 0, O, and this point as A. What will be the slope of the line OA? Slope of the line OA. Slope of the line OA will be negative of 5 by 3. I think everyone knows that how to calculate the slope in the coordinate form. It is y2 minus of y1 upon x2 minus of x1. So negative of 5 by 3. This is the slope of this line. Okay. If any line is there, student, now we are taking any line. See. This is any line which we have taken. So we can say that it is parallel to this line, particular line. So if it is parallel to this particular line, so we can say the slope of this line and this line will be equal. And we can also observe that this particular line will never intersect with this function fx graph. Okay. Because it is parallel, so it will be at a constant distance on the graph. Okay, the distance between them will be same, this particular part. So we can say that the line, the range which we are calculating for k, that k can be equal to negative of 4. K can be equal to negative of 4. If I say, I will be again plotting it. If I say again, that if it is less than negative 4, if I say, if I take any line k which is less than negative 4, the slope of line, if we are taking the slope of line less than negative of 4, so if I say it is passing through this particular point, if I say, so it will be like this. It will be like this. So we can see that if the slope is, for this line if we are talking, if the slope is less than negative 4, so we can say that this particular line will be intersecting anywhere on the top with this function fx, because it is tilted toward upside. So k can't be equal to less than 4. And even we can also say that the slope of this line which we have calculated as negative of 5 by 3, this particular line if you are talking about, it must be less than this line. It must be, the slope of the line k must be less than this particular line, because if it is equal to negative of 5 by 3, if the slope of this line is equal to the kx, if we are talking about, if the slope of the line k is equal to negative of 5 by 3, so we can say that it will be intersecting. So what we can figure it out from here, student, that k must be equal to or greater than negative 4, or it should be less than negative of 5 by 3. Why I have not included the equal to sign here? We have directly seen that if if we are including the equality sign here, so they will be intersecting here. So it must be less than the slope of this particular line, that is negative of 5/3, and it must be greater than or equal to negative of 4. For equal to, I have shown you the case, and for greater than, it will be like this. Okay, and for if k is less than negative 4, so the graph will be like this particular line. So they will be intersecting upwards. So this is the possible range of k, student. Negative of 4 less than k is greater than or equal to negative of 4 less than negative of 5/3. Okay, this is the range of k. Now next question, students, see, this is also a good question. See, if we are plotting the graph of sin x, we are plotting the graph of sin x. So this point will be pi, this point will be 2 pi. This is the graph of a sin x. In the question, it has told that given that for all values of k 0 to 1, k is lying between 0 to 1. This will be 1. This will be negative 1. So k is lying between 0 to 1. First, I will tell you that how to approach this problem, students. See, let's suppose this was our line from 2 to pi. According to the, I'm just taking a random line, students. This is our line lying between 0 to 1. This is 0 and this is 1. So we can say whenever this particular line is lying between 0 to 2 pi, so how many number of solutions are possible? We can say 2 number of solutions are possible. So 2 number of solutions are possible, because this particular line is intersecting the graph on 2 points between 0 to 2 pi for sin x, if we are talking. In the question, they have told that this particular equation has exactly 6 solutions in the interval. So for the 6th solution, I'll draft a random graph for you. For 6th solution, what will be the, for 6th solution, it must intersect this particular line which we are talking about. It must intersect the graph at 6 point, then only it is possible. So I have drafted a random line for you, random graph for you. So you can see here, students, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 number of possible solutions are there. Now from here, if I say, if we are talking about sin x graph between 0 to 2 pi, so what is the number of period? What is the number of period for a normal sin x graph? That is, we can see from 0 to 2 pi, 1 period is there. But from, according to the given question, that it must have 6 solution in it. So for this, if I say that how many number of periods are possible here, so we can say 1, 2 and 3. 3 periods are observable here. So it means that for 6 solutions, student, the value of n should be 3. Okay, the value of n should be 3. Number of periods, if we are talking about 1. I hope it is visible to everyone. Here will be 2 pi, students, here, this part. Okay, so from here we can see that how it is 3 periods are possible. this will be the first period from here to here 1. Similarly from here to here it will be second period, from here to here it will be third period. So for three numbers of periods only we can say that 6 number of solutions are possible. Okay, this is how we need to interpret it. So n should be 3. Deduce the value of n, which we have done. Now next part is sine square nx. Sine square nx is equals to k square. If we plug the value of n here, sine square 3 times of x equals to k square. Now we need to see how we need to plot sine square 3x graph. I have already told that for sine x, what is the period? That is 2 pi. 2 pi is the period, or 360 degree. So for sine 3x, what will be the period? It will be 2 pi by 3. That is equals to 120 degree. Okay, for sine 3x. Now for sine square 3x, what we are doing here, we are calculating the periods. Okay, we are calculating the period, student. For sine square 3x, it will be squeezed by 3 times. First, for sine 3x, it will be 120. The period will be 120, or 2 pi by 3. For sine square 3x, again it will be squeezed, so it will be pi by 3. For sine square 3x, it will be pi by 3, and since it is the positive, it is a square here, so we will be taking the graph of the positive part only. Okay, I'll tell you how. If I say that, yeah, see, this is how the graph will look alike. I have calculated the period for sine square 3x, so it will be pi by 3, it will be 2 pi by 3, it will be pi, 3 pi by 3, that is pi plus of pi, that is will be 4 pi by 3, it will be 5 pi by 3. Okay, similarly the next will be 2 pi. Pi by 3, 2 pi by 3, pi, 4 pi by 3, 5 pi by 3, it will be 2 pi. So we can see that the period of this sine square 3x will be pi by 3. So we have got the graph of sine square 3x. Now according to this part, again we need to plot this part. This will be 1 only, this will be 1, and the k was lying between 0 to 1. So we can see here, if I draw it like this, so how many number of solutions are possible between 0 to 2 pi for sine square 3x. So we'll need to calculate how many, at how many point it is getting intersected. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So 12 solutions are possible between 0 to 2 pi. For 2 pi, 12 numbers of solutions are possible. Now in the question, student, they have told for the x was lying between 0 to 5 pi. So for 5 pi, how many number of solution will be possible? So it could be written as 2 pi plus of 2 pi plus of pi. So for 2 pi it was 12. So similarly for 2 pi it will be 12. For pi it will be 6. So we will calculate it, 30. So 30 numbers of solution are possible. Even if you are not able to see this part, that how many possible solution are there for pi, I have directly written as 6. I am just making it half. You can see from here to here that how many number of solution, how many number of intersections are there. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, 6 number of intersections are there. So that is why we have calculated at 6. So the number of solution possible between 0 to 5 pi will be 30. Okay, this is how we need to do this question. Now next part, this is the vector format, student. Vector question. Yeah, let's see it. Yeah, as per the question A, B, C and D. Okay, I'm drafting the question here, student. Okay, for AB vector they have told, for AB vector they have told 2a plus of 3b is the value. For BC vector they have told 15a minus of 5b, 15a minus of 5b. For DB vector they have told that the value is minus 4a plus of kb. DB vector they have told, DB vector. Now what we need to find, show that k is equal to 5. K is equal to 5. Okay, now let's say in the triangle ABD, in the triangle ABD, if I talk about, so according to the properties of vector addition, AB plus of BD vector will be equals to AD vector. Okay, now AB plus of BD, AB is given by 2a plus of 3b. Similarly BD vector is given by, now DB vector is mentioned in the question. For BD vector what we need to do, we just need to reverse the values with negative sign. So what we will get, BD will be 4a negative of kb equals to AD vector. So from here you will get 6a plus of b common, so 3 minus of k equals to AD vector. So for AD vector we have got the value, this vector we have got 6a plus of b times of 3 minus of k. Now in the question they have mentioned that AD is parallel to BC. AD is parallel to BC, they have mentioned in the question. BC is 15a minus of 5b and AD is, so we can say from here that AD must be equals to some, let's say, lambda times of BC, because the direction will be same, the direction vector of both the vectors will be same. So AD will be equals to lambda times of BC. AD was 6a plus of b 3 minus of k, 6a plus of b 3 minus of k equals to lambda times of BC was, BC they have given in the question 15a minus of 5b. Okay, from here what we need to do, we need to compare the coefficients, of A and B. For A, if I say 6a will be equals to lambda times of, compare the coefficient of A and B. So A, for if you are comparing the coefficient of A now, so 6 will be equals to 15 lambda. From here you will get lambda equals to 6 by 15. So you will get 2 by 5. The value of lambda is 2 by 5 if we have compared the coefficient of A. Similarly, if we are comparing the coefficient of B, that is equals to 3 minus of k, negative of 5 lambda. So 3 minus of k will be equals to negative of 5 cross of lambda is 2 by 5. From here k value will be equals to 5. This they have asked to prove it. So we have already proved it. That show that k is equal to 5. We have done this part. This part is done. Now in the second part, students, they have told us that the point n lies on BC. N line on BC. Let's say this is the n point. And it lies on BC such that Bn is equals to NC. They have given the ratio and it is intersecting at let's say this is the n point. Yeah. This is the n point, student. And in the question they have told that Bn by Nc is having the ratio 1/4. And An intersect BD at x. This is the point x. Okay. Find Bx ratio Bxd. Bn by Nc is 1/4. How we need to approach this problem? See this part. If I say I've created the duplicate slide of this slide, student. So for me it will be easier to calculate here, and for you can download it from the description box. I'll be providing the link for you. Okay, for me it will be easier to calculate, to see this figure. Yeah. Bn by Nc is they have given the ratio 1/4. B, let's suppose this question could be solved in various ways. Now my way means my approach to this problem is that I'll be taking B as an origin point, 0, 0. So AB vector, let's say AB vector will be equals to A vector. AB vector will be equals to, we are supposing it. So AB vector will be given by B vector negative of A vector. If I talk about in terms of position vector, so B negative of A vector will be negative of 2A plus of 3B. Negative of 2A, negative of 3B, sorry. Negative of 2A, negative of 3B. This is the value of A vector. Similarly, students, if I say the point N, since in the question they have told that Bn by Nc is 1/4, means this ratio upon this particular part is 1/4. So we can say that n will be equals to 1/5 times of this vector BC. N will be 1/5 times of BC vector. How? Because n is at the distance of 1 from B and it is at distance of 4 point according to the question from C. So total, if I say for BC, it will be Bn plus of Nc. So Bn plus of Nc will be 5 times. So n will be 1/5 of BC. So n will be 1/5 of BC, that is will be equal to 1/5 times of BC will be 15a minus of 5b. So it will be 3a negative of b. So BC we have got as 3a minus of b. Similarly, if I say, yeah, AB we have got A vector, let's suppose, for B vector. Now, what we need to do, we need to see the parametric format, student. Those who don't know what is parametric format, so I'll be writing it. R vector is given by A vector plus of T D vector, where A vector is a initial vector and D vector is the direction vector. We will be applying this format here, this parametric format. So for example, if I say this part was x, what will be the parametric value of x on the line BD? parametric value of x on the line BD. So on the line BD it will be b vector plus of TD, t times of D. What is the direction ratio of this particular line? That is given by 4a negative of 5b. 4a negative of 5b. How I am calculating it? I am just plugging the value of k which we have calculated in this particular equation of dB, and b vector I have taken as origin, so it will be 0. So from here you will be t times of 4a minus of 5b. Okay, so parametric value of x on line BD we have calculated t times of 4a minus of 5b. Similarly, parametric value of x on the line AN, parametric value of x, I'll write it here, x on the line AN, how it will be given by? I've told you the formula, that is a times of a plus of TD vector. So a here will be a itself, a vector plus of t times of, now this t and this t must not be common, so we are replacing with another term here, student. Let's suppose s. Okay, d was the direction ratio, so direction will be n minus of a, so direction will be given by n vector minus of a vector. From here what we will get, a vector was, we have calculated is already, minus of 2a negative of 3b plus of s vector, s is not a vector, x is any constant term, n minus of a, n minus of a, 3a minus of b plus of 2a. So from here you will get 3a minus of b plus of 2a plus of 3b. So the parametric format of x on line A, if I say, if I calculate it further, you will get of x on line AN. We are calculating it, and I will get the values here, negative of 2a, negative of 3b plus of s time we have taken 3a, 5a plus of 2b, 5a plus of 2b. So from here if I say, if I take the coefficient of a, so it will be negative of 2 plus of 5s. Similarly, if I take the coefficient of b plus of b, so negative of 3 plus of 2s. This is the parametric point value of x on line AN, and on line BD we have calculated t times of 4a minus of 5b. So this both values will be equal. Why? Because they are representing the same point, so I am making them equal, students. Okay, I am making them equal. Now comparing the coefficient, students, if we are comparing the coefficient here, so what we will get? So for a, if I say it, so it will be 4t on the left hand side, and for here it will be negative of 2 plus of 5s. For b if I say, it will be negative of 5t on the left hand side equals to negative of 3 plus of 2s. From here if I say, if I take the value of s from here, so you will get 4t plus of 2 upon 5 equals to s. Plug in the value of s here in this equation, so you will get negative of 5t equals to negative of 3 plus of 2 times of 4t plus of 2 upon 5. On taking the LCM, what we will get? Negative of 25t, negative of 15 plus of 8t plus of 4. So from here you will get, if I transpose this part to the left hand side and this constant term, so you will get 11 equals to 33 times of t. So from here, students, what we are getting, the ratio t is equals to 1 by 3. This is the ratio which we are getting. So this is the value which we have got, that is 1:2, 1:3. So this by this we have calculated bx by xd, that is 1:3. Okay, this by this we need to calculate here. See, bx ratio xd they have asked for. So t, if I have got the value of t 1 by 3, so we will be plugging the value of t here. So x will be on the line BD at 1 by 3 part. I'll do it here again. Those who are not getting, x will be, I have got the value of t as 1 by 3, so it will be 1 by 3 times of 4a minus of 5b. Okay, so the point x on the line BD will be at 1 by 3 distance, 1 by 3 point, 1 by 3. So what will be the total part? It will be 3. So this ratio will be bx by xd will be 1 by 3. This is total. Okay, so this is the ratio, student. It was a good question, by the way. Okay, comes to the last question. In the figure, they have given certain sketch of the part of the curve with equation. This curve intersect at the line x and at x-axis at -1 and 1, has minimum turning points at P and Q. Use calculus to find the exact coordinate of P. First, see this part, student. First, they have told that has minimum turning point at P and Q. At P and Q, this is the minimum turning points. So we know that concept of minimum turning point will only be applicable when we are doing the differentiation. Then only we are getting the concept of local minima, local maxima and all. So fx is given here. Fx is given 1 minus of x square upon 1 plus of x square by square in the denominator part. So first we need to calculate the critical point f prime x. For finding the critical point, first we need to calculate f prime x equals to 0. So we are differentiating it with respect to x. This is the quotient rule, by the way. Quotient rule of differentiation you can get on the Google itself. So it will be 1 plus of x square square this function will be written directly into differentiation of this function will be negative of 2x negative times, now differentiation of this function will be 2 times of 1 plus of x square, here will be 1, and again this particular function will be differentiated and then it is 2x, again 1 minus of x square. This is what the differentiation will look alike. Now we can see 1 plus of x square is common on the numerator and it is common on the denominator too. Okay, 1 plus of x square is common on the numerator and denominator part. So if I take 1 plus of x square as a common part, so what value will be left here? 1 plus of x is common here, so you will get minus of 2x, 1 plus of x square, negative of 4x, 1 minus of x square upon 1 plus of x square raised to the power 4 equals to 0. Now this square and this square will get cancelled, so you will get here 3. So what values will be left here? Minus of 2x plus of x square, minus of 2x. Now I am opening the bracket, student. Negative of 2x cube minus of 4x plus of 4x cube upon 1 plus of x square raised to the power 3 equals to 0. So from here you will say minus of 6x negative of positive of 2x cube upon 1 plus of x square raised to the power 3 equals to 0. If I take 2 common on the numerator part, so you'll left out with negative of 3x plus of x cube upon 1 plus of x square raised to the power 3 equals to 0. Again, if I take x common here, so we will get x times of negative of 3 plus of x square upon 1 plus of x square raised to the power 3 equals to 0. To find out the critical point student, we need to see this part can never be equal to 0. It is a positive function, it will be a positive function. So on the numerator part, this particular value will be x will be equals to 0. We can see. Now for this part, this must also be equal to 0. So minus of 3 plus of x square equal to 0. So x square here will be 3. So you'll get x equals to plus minus of root 3. So the values of x possible here will be 0, negative of 3, positive of root 3. Now if I say in the question they have asked for the coordinate of P. So P, we can say that it will lie in first, second and third coordinate. We can see here. So the value of x which we will be considering here will be negative, because x coordinate will be negative in third coordinate. So x negative here is the negative of root 3. So the point of x will be negative of root 3. Just what we need to do, we need to plug in the value of negative of root 3 into the original function which they have given in the question. So it will be 1 minus of x square upon 1 plus of x square raised to the power 2. So you will be plugging the value, so you will get 1 minus of 3 upon 1 plus of 3 square, that is equals to minus of 2 by 8, 2 by 16, sorry, 16. So it will be minus of 1 by 8. So what is the exact coordinate of P, student? That will be negative of 3 comma negative of 1 by 8. This is the exact coordinate of P, students. This. So we have calculated this as well. Now next part is using the substitution x equals to tan theta. Okay. X is equals to tan theta, and they are differentiating integrating from minus 1 to 1 of fx. Okay. What was the function of x, student? First we will be writing function of x. Function of x was 1 minus of x square upon 1 plus of x square raised to the power 2. This was the function of x. Yes. The limit they are asking for is minus 1 to 1, and they have told that we need to substitute x equals to tan theta. So x equals to tan theta. So if we are plugging the lower limit here, so x will be minus 1, that is equals to tan theta for lower limit. Similarly, if we are plugging the upper limit, that is 1, so it will be equals to tan theta. So from here the value of theta will be negative of pi by 4. From here the value of theta will be pi by 4. So we have got the limit we have converted. They have told from minus 1 to 1. Now they have asked us to substitute the value of x equals to tan theta. So we are changing the limits, and for x equals to tan theta, what will be dx, student? It will be equals to sec square theta d theta, because it will come with dx part as well. Now we will be plugging this value here. So plugging the values from minus pi by 4 to pi by 4, 1 minus of x square will be replaced by tan square theta upon 1 plus of tan square theta. Again it will be square cross of dx. Dx was sec square theta. Okay. Now we also know that 1 plus of tan square theta is given by sec square theta. This is the identity which is very common. So here we can say that 1 plus of tan square theta square is written. So even we can write it 1 plus of tan square theta, 1 plus of tan square theta. So this will be sec square theta. It is the identity. This and this got cancelled. So what will be the left out value, student? It will be minus pi by 4 to pi by 4, and in the brackets you will get 1 minus of tan square theta to 1 plus of tan square theta. Okay, this is the first, this is second identity which is we will be using here. That is, we know 1 minus of tan square theta upon 1 plus of tan square theta is equals to cos 2 theta. This is also an identity. So we will directly replacing it by minus of pi by 4 to pi by 4 with cos 2 theta. In the question they have asked to do this only, that what is the value of alpha and beta. So we have got the alpha and beta values, student. That is, alpha was negative pi by 4 and beta was positive pi by 4. In the next part, student, they have told using algebraic integration to find the area of R. We just need to integrate now. So we'll get the value of area R, the value of region R. So just integrate this part. So what we'll get? We'll get minus pi by 4 to pi by 4 cos 2 theta. What is the integration of this part? We know that it will be 1 by 2 sin 2 theta. This is the integration, okay, from minus of pi by 4 to pi by 4. So on plugging the value of upper limit and lower limit, what we'll get? 1 by 2 sin times sin 2 pi by 4 negative of sin 2 cross of negative of pi by 4. Okay, so here you get 1 by 2. This part will be pi by 2, sin pi by 2 is 1 negative and minus of pi by 4. So this negative will be positive, so it will be plus of sin pi by 2 again 1, so it will be 1. So 1 by 2 into 2, that will be equals to 1. So the area of the region will be 1 square units. Okay, so this is the area of the region R. Okay, the region R area will be 1 square units. Okay, students, so this was the last question of this particular session paper, I guess. Yeah, this was the last question of this paper. We have attempted this question paper in two parts, parts A and part B. This was the part B, and the link of the part A will be pinned in the description box. And in case if you want I should make any videos on any other question paper or on any other concept, so you can comment me on inbox, and we'll be taking some of the question papers of previous year, I guess, and we'll be uploading the videos too. Thank you.